Hello, I'd like to talk with you today about something I learned about 30 years ago, which has to do with how your cells communicate and how you can impact your health positively. My name is Carol Merlo, and I am so happy to be able to bring this presentation to you. Somebody introduced you to the idea of using a product that would help your immune system or some other aspect of your health so that you could transcend and transform the current condition that you're in. I'm not a doctor, but I am a researcher, and I have learned so much about science over the years and the science of health. What I've discovered is that cells communicate, and that impacts every single aspect of you, your body, your systems, your organs, your ideas, your emotions. Everything that's going on in your body right now is caused in some way by what's going on in your cells. So this introduction will give you an idea of the power of the science of glyconutrients. So follow along, and it's not going to take too long to learn all this, so I hope you stick till the end, and then you can get back with me or the person that introduced you to this and get the experience of having greater health and wellness. If you're experiencing any kind of impaired health, you're probably asking yourself, how did I get this way? Well, typically, let's look at the standard way people look at losing their health. First of all, there's stress, and that causes premature aging and leads to inflammation. Stress also triggers a hormone called cortisol. This leads to more cell damage and fat storage. Poor sleep. Poor sleep raises cortisol levels too. This causes more fat storage and more inflammation. A toxic diet. A toxic diet causes inflammation in the gut, and that stops its ability to detoxify the body and build the immune system. A toxic environment. Think of like any kind of chemicals that you've been exposed to, whether it's hair care products, gasoline, petroleum, toxins in the air, in the water, etc. Genetics can be a factor too. Predispositions alter the way our bodies respond to stress, diet, and lack of exercise. Optimal health really starts at the cellular level. We don't often think about it, but actually the cells are what's getting damaged, and that leads to deterioration in every level of the body. So let's think about this. Healthy cells lead to healthy blood, healthy organs, healthy systems, and a healthy body. But if your cells are not healthy, you have unhealthy blood, unhealthy organs, unhealthy systems, and an unhealthy body. So I want to introduce a term to you today called glycans. Glycans are the structures on the surfaces of cells that are responsible for all communication that happens between cells. So what is a glycan? Well, when you look at this picture, basically glycans are molecules that are strung together in a little string. They're very, very complex molecules, by the way, but they're made out of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are not animal and they're not mineral. They're vegetable. So think about celery is a carbohydrate. Paper is a carbohydrate. Anything that comes from plants is a carbohydrate. So let go of the idea that we're talking about refined carbohydrates here, because this is not really the chemistry or the science that we're talking about. You can see when you look at this picture that each glycan is a little bit different, and it's composed of individual carbohydrate molecules. And it turns out that there are 8 carbohydrate molecules involved in this cell surface recognition communication process. Now here's the difference between a damaged cell and a normal cell. On the left, you can see a healthy cell, and those are the glycans, the healthy communication structures on the surface of the cells. They look kind of like fuzz or hairs. On the right-hand side, you can see a cancer cell. Notice that the glycans have broken down here. The structure is completely different. So what we want to have is healthy glycans. What I want to discuss with you today is something called Nutritional Glycobiology. Now, there are 200 sugars, like these are those carbohydrates I'm talking to you about that are not sweet. Well, some are sweet, but most of them aren't. They occur in nature, and they actually combine, all these different molecules combine to make cellular words. For example, here you can see glucose and galactose. Those are two that are really common in the diet. Glucose is the one we're concerned about primarily when we're talking about ill health. However, each one of these little molecules impacts the ability for the cell to function optimally. Now, in 1997, a study came out, and what they discovered was these monosaccharides in breast milk. They found out that breastfeeding could prevent allergic diseases, protect against diarrhea and ear infections, protect against the flu for up to 10 years in a breastfed child. This is after 5.5 months of breastfeeding. They found that it activates the immune system to function more efficiently and give better protection against infections for years. And there's less risk of developing allergies, autoimmune diseases, and inflammatory bowel disease. In this picture, you'll notice that those same structures show up again, these glycan structures. This is the molecular composition of human breast milk. So glycans have an essential role in regulating your immune system. Think about inflammation. Inflammation is one of the immune system's responses to danger, and immunity is the other. Now, glycans also have a role in infectious disease. They're important for regulating immunity, but they're also constantly battling pathogens like viruses, bacteria, and parasites. So this is science, right? And this is the structure of cells. But do you think there could be a relationship between your health and the condition of these glycans? Well, it turns out that there is definitely a relationship. Science has discovered that when these cell structures are broken, then our bodies start to respond negatively. Notice here that when you remove a sugar, then it turns protective antibodies into attackers. Think of an autoimmune condition, for example. So what we've discovered over the years is that there is something called glyconutrients. Glyconutrients are the molecules in food that the body needs to manufacture these cell surface structures. They come from plants, and your body can't make them, believe it or not. It turns out that your body can't manufacture these glycan structures on its own. It takes a lot of ATP, energy that comes from the cells, in order to manufacture these glycans on the cell surface structures. And because it's so difficult, if your body is having trouble manufacturing these, then what we've discovered is you actually have a nutrient deficiency of these glyconutrient foods. Now, you may wonder why your glycans may have broken down. Well, there are quite a few different factors that go into damaging glycans. The first is green harvest. The term green harvest means that fruits and vegetables are picked before they're ripe. The ripening process actually is where all the nutrients, especially the most superfood nutrients, are created. So if you pick a plant prematurely, say an orange or a tomato, the nutrients that are in that plant, in that fruit or vegetable, are not developed. This is true in broccoli, peaches, all kinds of fruits and vegetables. When they're picked green, they do not give you the nutrients that you need. Then there's processed foods. Right now we eat something called the Standard American Diet, or SAD, and it is pretty sad, isn't it? We have something called food deserts that are, say in the inner city, they don't have grocery stores where they can get produce. They get stuff that you'll get like at a 7-Eleven, right? Packaged food that's made from processed grains, usually flour, sugar, etc. Bad stuff that doesn't provide the nutrients that people need. This can impact the glycan structures. Then there's increased toxins. Toxins are a huge problem because when we have toxins, the body breaks down. It takes a huge amount of work for the immune system and the liver and the kidneys to break down toxins and eliminate them. So it's not natural. It's very hard for the body to do. And so we have a reduction in health as a result. Finally, there's pharmaceutical drugs. Pharmaceutical drugs often damage the liver and the kidneys while they are breaking down the body. They can have an impact on your heart. They can have an impact on your joints. They can have an impact on your organs. And yes, some pharmaceuticals are very beneficial, but they can also cause a lot of side effects and damage. Glycans are directly involved in the pathophysiology of every major disease. Every disease that affects humans involves glycans. So why do we need to supplement? You've been exposed to lots of different supplements out there, vitamins, minerals, herbs, you name it. But I need to tell you that this one supplement can have a dramatic effect on your overall health and wellness, as well as your cellular health. We have to give our body what it needs so it can repair itself. We can't get enough out of food alone. I don't care if you're eating organic. I don't care if you're eating just pure fruits and vegetables and lean, healthy, clean meats. Whatever it is, it's not enough to offset the damage that toxins can do to your health. Many of us have unhealthy eating habits. We let our tongues rule us. It tastes so good to have that candy or that cookie or that donut, that cake and pie. And yet, we don't recognize that what we eat today over the long term will damage our health. The other issue is healthcare costs. When people get sick, their healthcare costs go up. So the question is, are you going to pay now for supplements or are you going to pay later for disease management? So let me introduce you to Ambritose. Ambritose replaces the missing glyconutrients in your diet. The company Manatec makes Ambritose. Now, this is a very interesting product. Numerous studies have been published in peer-reviewed journals about Ambritose. It supports cellular communication, improves cognition, concentration, and memory, helps improve mood and decrease irritability. It supports immune function, promotes gastrointestinal health, and includes an ingredient called Manopol, which comes from the Aloe Vera inner leaf gel. This is a product that has more than 50 patents issued worldwide. Now, Ambritose contains extracts of these carbohydrate foods that contain the specific molecules our cells use for communication instead of energy. And you'll notice here at the bottom right that there's those main 8 carbohydrate molecules that are responsible for all cellular communication. The ingredients inside Ambritose provide every one of the necessary carbohydrates that you need for your cells to function optimally. Remember, Ambritose is a carbohydrate, but it's not sweet. It will not cause your blood serum levels of insulin to increase. So it is safe for diabetics, safe for anybody that's concerned about eating sugar. Let me tell you a little bit about Manatec. It was founded in 1994. It currently operates internationally in 30 markets. It's a publicly traded company, which means that it's transparent. Everything that Manatec does, people know about. The company has spent millions of dollars in research and development over the years to validate the science of glyconutrients. So many people know about the benefits of aloe vera. And when you look at aloe vera under an electron microscope, what you'll see is those same specific molecular structures that help cell surface communication. It's been shown scientifically to help your cells communicate so you can perform more optimally, and it helps your body repair itself. The aloe vera in Ambritose is very, very important. It's one of the main ingredients. Our aloe vera is grown in an arid climate in volcanic-rich soil in Costa Rica. It's hand-harvested, hand-filleted, so that the inner leaf gel is protected when it's processed. It's cold processed. Doesn't use any heat or enzymes or charcoal or additives or preservatives in order to create it. It has the highest quality and potency of asamannan anywhere in the world. How do you take it? Comes as a powder in a tub with a scoop. So all you do is take 1 or 2 scoops a day, and that's it. 1 tub will last you a month. You can always take more because more works better. When you start using glyconutrients, you'll get to experience optimal health and wellness again. You will start to have a quality of life that you have wanted to have, that you've been looking for. It's amazing, and lots of people have experienced the benefits of Ambritose. So get back with the person that told you about this so you can try it for yourself. You have a money-back guarantee for 90 days. Try it, notice if it works. If it does, great. Keep using it. We also have something called loyalty points. Loyalty points happen when you get a subscription for Ambritose, and then you will accrue points to get products for free. Manatec has a lot of other products that I'd love to tell you about. Get with me on the phone or get back with the person that invited you. I'm so looking forward to helping you experience great health.